Just wanted to mix it up a little bit today, make it a little bit different, and wanted to have a discussion with you about a couple of things, a couple of points, a couple of terms that we use often with respect to the faith centered life planning blueprint. One of the terms is mission. There's a lot of people use that word mission. Yeah, we use it often, and it's important, and especially when you start to take a look at how am I going to fight an enemy? Yep, we got to fight an enemy. There's an enemy that's out there daily attacking us, taking us on spiritually and physically. So he's using a lot of tools against us. So our mission is to make sure that we've got a plan in place and we have a set of activities in place that we're clear about. We know what we're doing, and we especially need to know why we're doing it. Any of those that have been out there and done anything in business and or been asked a lot of questions about what you're doing, a lot of times people will ask, well, why are you doing that? Well, that's the purpose question. Let's get clear about the purpose. I'm going to give you 3 terms that we're going to talk about today, and then there's a couple of synonyms for those terms. Mission is one of those terms. What's your mission? You ask yourself, what is my mission? Well, the definition when you start talking about military operations, a mission has 2 parts. It's the task that we're going to perform, in other words, what we're going to do. And then the other one is the purpose of the operation, the purpose of our task, the purpose of what it is that we're doing. Why are we doing it? And or you're going to ask yourself, why are we doing it the way we're doing it? So let's get after that. So you've got mission, you got task, and you got purpose. So as we go through this, you got to figure out what your purpose in life is. Speaking to a good friend of mine, Brother Tony, yesterday, I asked him the question, what is your purpose? And then this morning I was reading John chapter 18, verse 37. And that conversation Christ was having with Pilate, and Pilate asked him a question. He said, are you a king? And part of the answer that Jesus gave him, he said, for this purpose, I was brought into this world to testify to the truth. So now Jesus knew his purpose. He knew the purpose of his life, him coming here on earth. And I guarantee you that was worked out between the Father and Jesus. There was probably some discussion back and forth, some mental gymnastics that took place. Divine gymnastics, let's call it that. Okay, so if you haven't gone through that mental wrestling match on what your purpose is, and maybe even talking to some other people about it, what is the purpose of your life? I get some interesting questions from some of my clients, some interesting answers to that question. What is your purpose? So that's one of the first things that we do in the blueprint. Remember that. And if you're interested in getting an appointment with me and having a discussion about our purpose, click the link below, get on there with me. Let's have that discussion. And let's come to grips with our purpose because we want to have clarity on our purpose. Okay, so now what does that do for us? What that does is it gives us the opportunity to take a look at, if I understand my purpose for my life, now I can start to look at what are the roles that I have in my life, and I can say, hey, what is the purpose of my roles? Now we're starting to get back into that alignment thing. Motivating? Yeah. I now know why I'm doing what I'm doing with respect to my role as, say, a husband. But you got to have that overarching purpose for your life to get it squared away. So once I figure out, okay, my purpose is X, whatever that purpose is, now I can take a look at what is it that I need to do and what are the essential tasks, the essential what's that I need to accomplish in my life in order to be successful in my mission. So I put together those essential what's or those essential tasks. I put that together with my purpose, and now I have a mission. Now I know what my mission is. It's not a mission statement the way a lot of people write these mission statements. Gobbledygook, advertisement, a bunch of other stuff. Let's get to the real essence. Let's be clear on what it is that we're doing and why we are doing it. That's what we want to know. We want to get the answers to that why question. So when they're asked of us, why are you doing what you're doing? You have the answer. You know it right away and you can give it. Just like Christ did to Pontius Pilate. For this purpose, I was born, I was brought into this earth. And that is to testify to the truth. Now, you could come up with a lot of different purposes or a lot of different activities that Jesus took. In other words, suffering on the cross, dying on the cross for our sins. But his purpose was to testify to the truth in his words. What he did in order to achieve that testifying to the truth, that is the key. That's why you need clarity. And there's where the alignment starts to come in. Again, this is Tom Talks. If you're interested in having a discussion with me, click the link, set up an appointment. Let's discuss it. It's free. You'll get a free gift. Guarantee there's something that you're going to get out of it. 100% guarantee you'll get something. And I hope to hear from you. God bless and have a blessed day.
If interested in follow-on gifts or discussion, book a discovery call with Tom Sudbeck with the link in the description below.